If you're thinking about moving to St. Peters, Missouri, you've probably noticed something interesting. St. Peters doesn't get the hype. It's not flashy like Lake St. Louis. It's not growing as fast as Wentzville, and it doesn't have the historic charm like St. Charles. But here's the interesting part. St. Peters might actually be the smartest suburb in St. Charles County. In today's video, I'm going to give you a full breakdown on what it's really like to live in St. Peters, Missouri, including commute, housing, parks, pricing, resale value, lifestyle, and who this city is actually meant for. And by the end of this video, you'll know if St. Peters is underrated or just not for you. Hi, I'm Delia Worley with the Collective Real Estate team, and I help buyers relocate to the St. Louis metro area. And my goal is simple: to help you choose something strategically, not emotionally. And St. Peters is one of those cities is often overlooked by buyers until they understand the details. So let's break it down. Now, St. Peters sits east of O Fallon and west of St. Charles. What makes it different is proximity. It's closer to St. Louis County than Wentzville, Lake St. Louis, and O Fallon. And if you have to commute to downtown St. Louis, near the airport, Chesterfield, or Clayton, St. Peters often reduces drive time compared to the western suburbs. Highway 70 and 370 make it strategically positioned. It is one of the most commuter-friendly suburbs in St. Charles County. If daily drive matters to you, this city deserves serious consideration. It has less westward sprawl, closer proximity to bridges and county lines, strong highway access. For working professionals, this is often a deciding factor. Now, St. Peters housing primarily consists of 1980s to 2000s builds, brick front traditional architecture, established subdivisions, and sometimes larger lots compared to new construction. Now, you won't find large master planned developments here like you do in Wing Haven, and you won't see explosive new construction like Wentzville. Now, what you will see in St. Peters is stability, mature trees, established neighborhoods, and homes that have stood the test of time. Now, that also means some homes may need updating, some layouts are more traditional, and you won't always get the ultra open modern floor plan unless it's renovated. But for buyers who like the established neighborhoods, this is a plus. St. Peters is not trendy. It's loaded with practical retail. You won't drive far for grocery, gyms, big box retail, restaurants, medical offices, everything you need within minutes. You don't feel isolated. It may not have the boutique downtown charm, but it wins in everyday convenience. And for families and working professionals, convenience matters. St. Peters quietly does parks well. 370 Lakeside Park is one of the most underrated parks in the area. Walking trails, water views, open space. It doesn't market itself loudly, but lifestyle is here. And if you value outdoor space without needing acreage, this city delivers. Now let's summarize the pros of St. Peters. Commuter advantage, established neighborhoods, mature landscaping, strong retail access, consistent resale demand, an underrated park system. Again, St. Peters isn't flashy. It's stable, and stability is powerful. Now for the downside of St. Peters. You have less new construction inventory. You may not have as much inventory as Wentzville and O Fallon. You have older interiors unless it's updated. So kitchens may feel dated and floor plans segmented. For some buyers, that's opportunity. For others, it's a deal breaker. Limited walkability. Most areas in St. Peters going to require car dependent. And St. Peters has less of a destination personality. People move to St. Peters for practicality. It's not as trendy or talked about. There's nothing flashy about St. Peters, but it's smart. Now, if you're looking for brand new, master planned, highly social downtown vibe, this may not hit the mark. Now, who is St. Peters ideal for? Daily commuters, buyers who prefer established neighborhoods, families wanting practical, convenient, buyers okay with renovating for equity, and people who value stability over height. And St. Peter's may not be right for buyers wanting luxury lake lifestyle, buyers wanting new construction communities, people who prioritize walkability, and buyers seeking ultra small town vibe. If your top priority is commute, St. Peter's should jump to the top of your list. If your top priority is new construction, Wentzville or Fallon may win. If charm is your priority, you may consider St. Charles. And it all comes down to your top 2 non-negotiables. If you're relocating to the St. Louis Metro and trying to figure out which suburb actually fits your lifestyle, you don't have to sort through it alone. Tell me what cities you're comparing in the comment, and I'll send you my honest feedback comparing the 2. And if you're finding these breakdowns helpful, make sure you subscribe and share this with someone else who is planning a move. I post weekly videos on what it's really like living in St. Louis suburbs. I appreciate you joining me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.